Imagine a world with no injustice, equality, no hierarchy of genders, intellect, or economics. What might this country look like? What would your life look like? In a book by Jacqueline Novogratz titled The Manifesto for a Moral Revolution, she writes, what if we went beyond the golden rule? Do unto others as we would have them do unto you, but also give more to the world than what we take from it. If we would just pursue this right, we could create a community, a society, and a world of inclusion and fairness. Now, some would say, Marjorie, that's a very nice thought, but we are far beyond that point. We are far too gone and so divided. And we are. But I don't think that we're too far gone to the point to where we could not move forward towards focusing on seeing the humanity in one another. If we could learn to see beyond these false social constructs of superiority versus inferiority, oppressor versus the oppressed, majority versus minority. But before we can solve any of these issues, I think that we need to think about the role that we play and what we all can do to be the change we want to see in the world. Now, that statement has been something that I have lived by for almost 20 years. And I can remember when there was this shift, right? When I really decided that I wanted to play an intentional role in this country that I live in, that I wanted to be the change that I want to see. And I remember it was the night that Trayvon Martin was killed. We all have a life event that affects us in that way, that shifts our perspective of the world around us. And ever since that moment, I started to see more and more clearly how social issues, they affect everyone, even those that are the marginalized group. It's also affecting those that are doing the marginalizing. And I continue to see this decline in our society and in our country of this lack of collectivism and idea of community, right? So I want you to think about, one of the first things that I'd like for you to think about in this segment is what that shifting point was for you, what that event was for you that just changed your perspective about how you see this country and the world around you. I'd really love to read those. You know, the issues that we face in this country now in the world are many. Everything from climate change to reproductive rights to cultural violence, racism, poverty, you name it. And if we really sat down and we think about everything that's happening around us, it can become discouraging. It could feel like it's too much. It's so you just don't do anything because it just seems like there's too much that needs to be done. But like I always say, we have choices. And if we have choices, we can make a choice. And every choice that we make not only affects us individually, but affects the people around us. We are helping in this moment to write history. So it is up to us if we want to write a dystopian story or utopian story. You make the choice. I'll see you in the next video.